Yo, se enciende la luz, es hora de pasarla chido. Estos psycho en el micro, sean todos bienvenidos. De grandes a chicos, aquí tienen su lugar. Aquí a la entrevista, representar el paso. Esta es mi ciudad, parece una locura. Estamos sin censura.
Yo, hola raza! Welcome back to another episode of Psycho Uncensored. Gracias por venir, gracias por estar con nosotros. Thank you to all the new subscribers.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, we sure do from the bottom of our heart. I want to start off by giving a big shout out to our official, yes, you heard right, our official sponsor, Rio Seco Ag and Supply. They're located at 15995 Alameda Avenue. Their hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'll be doing como un little commercial ahí para ellos, so stay tuned. It should be up sometime this week. También big shout out to the crew over there at the Big Jerk Off. I was a judge, yo y Susie, last week, and estaba bien chingón, la neta. So stay tuned for the Big Jerk Off number 3. También big shout out to Susie Q. Susie Q no está aquí con nosotros ahora porque está vendiendo cohetes. O se estará poniendo bien cohete.
¿Quién sabe?
¿Quién sabe?
Para aguantar ese calorón.
Pero anyways, sí. Si tienen tiempo antes del 4, vayan a verla ya al Alamo Fireworks at 3200 North Zaragoza. Ahí está todo el día, ahí está la pobre. Para que vayan y compren cohetes.
Sí.
Y pues una bienvenida a mi co-host ahora, Laura.
Thank you.
¿Estás nerviosa, Laura?
Fíjate que I was more nervous the first time.
Oh, yeah?
Sí, yeah.
También se viene una cosa muy suave con Laura. Should we say it now?
Yeah. Let's say.
Pues under the Psycho Uncensored Productions. Se oye muy mamón, pero
Sí,
pero bueno,
sí.
Pues it is what it is. Pero I'm going to help her start her own podcast que se llama
Yay, The Penny Chronicles.
All right.
Sí, stay tuned for that. It's a podcast about life. We had an impromptu right now, aquí,
sí.
off camera, but we talk about life. We talk about family dynamics, marriage, single life.
Y sabes qué, como que sí trabajó porque se siente como que es un little therapy session, you know,
¿Verdad
como
que sí?
Puedes sacar lo que traes adentro o algo. I think it's gonna be a huge hit.
Sí, and when you follow us and subscribe and put in the comments what you guys want us to discuss, because life happens.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Why keep it bottled up and then salimos enojados?
Y le puede servir esos consejos le pueden servir a otros matrimonios que
Exacto.
pueden estar pasando por lo mismo.
Mm-hmm. Sí.
Y
That's awesome.
We'll discuss those things.
Y pues también la bienvenida a Joe Loya, que ya por tercera vez, is his third time here.
Thank you.
A ver qué nuevo nos puede contar Joe Loya.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you. I mean, desde el primer día yo te dije, cuando quieras venir otra vez, aquí está tu casa, you know.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
you.
Te vamos a traer también a los Penny Chronicles.
Ándale.
A ver
All
qué
right.
dynamics tienes.
Uh-oh.
Sí.
Okay.
Well, I was reading in your magazine, you helpful, like,
Right. Yes.
assisting. You have a social work heart también.
I love, yes. And that's, I've said something to that effect is that, unfortunately I found my calling late in life, but that's what I love to do is I love to help people. And it, as my tocayo knows, a few years ago when I started with the solar, of course, yes, solar is good and it helps the environment, it helps the family, it helps the house, everything. But on top of the solar there's other stuff that I can do to help. And it's just seeing that look, when we're talking at the dining table and, the different aspects that I can help them with. And then my new venture that just got and I started this year, that's just going to be another blessing.
Right.
And so,
I want to know what I want to know is where do you find time to do everything, man? Because I follow you on social media and it looks like you don't stop. Desde las 4 de la mañana este hombre está en el gimnasio y todo el día estás posting, you know, like you're here, you're there, you're here, you're there. Digo, ¿de dónde
Sí,
agarra
¿de
energía?
dónde?
Para comenzar, ¿para dónde agarra energía?
Fíjate que
It's-
sí, porque lo acabamos de
tiempo,
platicar
yeah.
ahorita que estábamos con Linda. Like, how do we manage our time in a week? How do you fit so much in a week?
I live by my calendar. I do. I mean, my calendar. If it's not there, then I'm sorry. I'm not. I really sincerely do. And honestly, I mean, just it's him. It's the man upstairs that's giving me the strength and the power to do what I'm able to do to help others. And honestly, I mean, the fact that I've now I'm celebrated just recently my 8 years sobriety, and
Amazing.
so that obviously that's helped me because prior to 8 years ago, I was a different man. I was a
Sí.
very very different man. But I'm a new creation now, and it's just been a blessing. And being able to, I'm blessed to be a blessing to others, and being able. I mean, I'm very regimented. I mean, consider it. I guess call it my military background or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, I'm in bed by 9, or at least I try to, and I'm up at 4, and let's go.
Sí, God. And how
So-
did your sobriety come about? Because I know that's not an easy feat.
Right. So a little backstory to me is I've had a troubled past. As many of my followers know, I wasn't a good boy. Prior to the Lord calling me and speaking to me back in November of 2015. The truth be told, He spoke to me while I was in prison for DWIs, and so so that's where I was at when He finally came to me, and that's when I gave my life to Him, and so I mean that's where I have no more desire. I mean, I go to bars. Some of my friends they tell me that they see my post as well, and they're like, you're more at bars than I am. And now that I'm sober, like on Saturdays, I love watching my UFC fights, and so I'm usually at Ale House or somewhere watching the UFC fights there. But I'm drinking water. I'm drinking. I don't, and it no se me antoja nada. It's all good.
Who's fighting next week?
Next week, I don't know.
Yahir Rodriguez.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
That's gonna
yeah.
be a good one. Man.
That's right. Yes. UFC 291 at the end of July. That's gonna be a humongous one. That's the one. Yeah. But yeah, Yahir. Yeah.
Ahí te vamos a ver en el Ale House.
Sí.
Oye,
Shout out to Yahir. A ver cuándo vienes,
Ándale.
cabrón. Aquí
Yes.
estamos.
Ándale.
Ándale. Yes, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
But you
Yes.
know what? It's I work with the criminal justice system too, and alleged offenders. Pero how? And we get clients who are in and out. Pero how did you make that change allí? Because it's not easy because
Right.
the environment
Right.
that you're in and
Right. So again, it's all him.
Mhm.
It's all him. I mean, it's a personal decision. I am a 2-time felon, and so I went down before and unfortunately didn't learn my lesson. Kept on drinking, picked up more DWIs, and went back in.
Mhm.
And so I mean, I fit that description right until he called me, and that's when I became, like I said, a new creation, and I haven't looked back. And after that, it's just been again blessings upon blessings. I mean, I can go story after story. I mean, and from the time that I gave my life to him, and he took care of me inside, and as soon as I stepped out, it's just been nothing but blessings. Just following him, making sure that I follow him first, and as long as I do that, he takes care of the rest.
and now through that you're giving back to the community. So
Right.
ahorita qué es what's your biggest project right now?
So right now, it's so to preface that, a little backstory to me is when I first started with my whole entrepreneurial life career 3 years ago, God put it in my heart to name my own entity, my own LLC that I created for myself, mostly for tax purposes, right? I mean, because in the solar industry, everyone's a 1099, so taxes and so on. So I named my LLC Breaking the Curse LLC. That's the name of my company. The whole idea of breaking generational curses, breaking that mindset, and trying to become a better person. But earlier this year, God kind of slapped me in the side of the back of the head, gave me a bachon, and he said, "Hey, man, I didn't give you that idea. I didn't give you that name just for you and your family, but I gave it for you to give to others as well." And so, with that in mind, I have lots of people that I've come in contact and networked with, and I mean, I know a lot of people in the city, and just like with solar, there's good apples and there's bad apples. And just with pretty much
Everything. Oh,
every,
yeah.
with anything, right? A car salesman, you name it, whatever. But and so in the insurance, again, as well, you have good insurance reps and you have bad insurance reps, and so that's where God has led me down that path now. And 3 weeks ago, I successfully passed my health and life exam, and I am in the process of getting all of that taken care of. I've already paid. I've done my fingerprints. I've submitted some documents because of my past, of course, and so I'm waiting on that, on the confirmation from the state as to stamp of
Wow.
approval. And so now, God willing, moving forward, I'm going to be able to provide life insurance, and uh, hopefully people can trust me and know that I am not worried about my commission check, because unfortunately that's the thing, and that's the bad rap.
Ándale, sí.
If you come to me, or you come to a not so honest insurance rep, and you tell me I need life insurance, well, they're gonna try to get you the policy that gives them the biggest commission check,
Exactly.
not what benefits you and your
Right.
family. And so that's where the hurdle is, right? And so I have teamed up with a company that affords me the ability to uh, offer insurance policies with all of the major carriers that handles whole life, term life, annuities, IULs, final expense. I mean, you name it. I mean, anything to take care of your family and yourself, of course. We've all had, we have social media, and we've seen those posts of the GoFundMe, and and families hurting. And I mean, let's not put
Fíjate que
let's not put our
sí.
family in that predicament. Let's take care. Let's do the right thing. And again, God willing, people trust me. They've seen me. They know me. They know that what I'm about, and they know that I'm going to be looking out for their best interest, not just my commission, not my
No
my
nomás en la
my
feria,
pocketbook.
¿verdad?
Yeah,
Ándale, I can't wait for you to start that because
Yeah.
our community is in need. Así como dices tú, los GoFundMe, our parents are getting older, we're
Yeah.
getting older.
Exactly.
How do we get started on this? What does it cost us? Let's say somebody
Exactly.
who makes 50,000 a year. I
Right.
mean, what type of investment are they doing?
Exactly. And then there's so much information out there. And I mean, unfortunately in our community, it's people are, they have this bad perception of life insurance, that it's a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a waste of money, because they have the idea of, it's called term insurance. So term insurance is like a 20-year term.
Mm-hmm.
And so hypothetically, I got term insurance when I was in my 30s, and I paid, for 20 years, and obviously I hit 50 and I didn't die. And so now that's it. It went away and I lost all that.
Wow.
But there's other options out there. There's a term insurance, yes, but there's one that offers a what's called a return of premium. And so if you pay for 20 years and God willing, you're still with us, then all of those monthly checks that you paid, all of those premiums that you paid, you'll get all of that back.
Really?
There are options like that. There's whole life that doesn't expire. It's a little bit more expensive, but obviously because I mean it's taking care of you for your whole life, not just for 20 years, 30 years. So I mean there's so many different options out there that yes, I mean that's my goal is to educate just like I do with solar. I mean, as I've posted and my tocayo has seen, I mean, I tell people, I'm like, even if you don't go with me, even if you don't get solar through me, just allow me to show you and educate you and so you know what you're doing, what you're getting into.
Y decir la neta.
Yeah.
Sobre todo, like, the truth,
Yeah,
like,
Sí.
So, I mean, that same thing with insurance. I want to do the same thing. I want to educate people. I want to be able to be that, that voice that I'm not with what I'm doing now, the solar, and with what I'm going to be doing with insurance. I am not that quote unquote cheesy salesman. Buy now, buy now, buy now. No, I want to be your advocate. I want to be your helper. I want to be the one. Okay, you got this option, you got that option, you got this option. Which one's better?
Fíjate que sí. I like your point because it prevents many of us from, como yo, I don't have insurance, but is it something that's been in the back of my mind for years?
Right.
Pero por lo mismo, how do I trust people with my money?
Exactly.
What are we doing here?
Exactly. And so I mean, there's I mean, again, there's good agents out there, but I just want to be able to offer that because I mean, we all need it. I mean, we all have the same. We're all going there, and so I mean, let's do
lo único que tenemos seguro.
Exactly.
Fíjate que sí.
Exactly. Exactamente. So I mean, let's do the right thing and take care of what we need to take care of, so that our kids won't have to do enchilada plate and stuff
The
Ándale.
GoFundMe.
Fíjate que sí, yeah.
That's not cool.
Yo sí tengo life insurance y a veces pienso que mi señora me dice así como, like she said, como ve y saca la basura a las 1 de la mañana y esta cabrona nomás quiere que me mate. ¿No?
Te digo, Linda, we need to get a mic on you para que te defendas.
No, mejor que no se defienda. Pero sí es cierto, Joe, lo que dices, mucha, y como dices tú, like, mucha gente prefiere gastar en una Escalade que
Yeah.
Invertir en
Exactly.
algo para el futuro de los hijos.
Yeah, exactly. And there's policies out there. I mean, it's $3 a day. It's
Un
less-
café. Menos, well.
yeah. I mean, if you drink Starbucks,
Yeah,
you're,
yeah.
you're drinking
Exactly.
more.
6, 7. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, less than $100 and you're covered. I mean, and again, you get all that money back, or there's and the IULs. That's just very popular nowadays because those they give you the option to use that money as it accumulates. So there's so much out there. There's so many tools available that can help.
Is there a como un age limit o algo así de que ya estoy muy viejo, ya no puedo
That was
agarrar o
my
algo?
question.
No,
yeah.
no, there's no age limit, but obviously, I mean, if someone that wants to get insured and 20 years old is going to be a whole lot cheaper than if you go and get a policy at 60, porque the insurance company is like, oh, pues, I mean, now you're making, you're asking me to bet on something that's going to happen a lot sooner than
when you're 20, yeah.
What would the difference be? Como ahorita explicaste, $3 a day.
Right,
How
right.
about for somebody like my parents in their 70s?
Yeah, that's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to be a
Sí.
lot. Yeah. I
Y
mean,
como yo que tengo 30,
Ándale,
Ándale,
a ti te
alright.
sale $3 todavía. $3.
va a salir como
apenas,
aquí todos ya.
ándale, there you go.
No, de
Just-
veras, somebody in our 50s que no saldrá.
No, I would have to take a look at
Okay.
it. Pero sí,
Pero sí se puede,
definitely. Oh yeah,
todavía.
for
Sí.
sure. Yes,
Okay.
I mean, I just got it myself. Last year, I have a whole life and I have a term life. I have both, and so I mean, I'm making sure that I'm doing the responsible thing and taking care of.
You know what? You just said a key word. That's the responsible. That's the
Fíjate que sí.
responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
Porque, como mi mom, mi dad falleció en el 2005 y no tenía nada preparado, and ever since he passed away, mi mom ya tiene pagado todo, you know, like,
Exactly.
it's like, I'm not going to give you the headache,
burden, yeah.
you know, ¿qué va a pasar conmigo? Ya tiene todo pagado, ahí están los papeles. And like you said, it's the responsible thing
Yeah.
to do, you know.
Right.
You know,
Igual, you know, como lo que estás diciendo con el life insurance.
I mean, it sucks when you hear people, nomás, enrédame en una sábana y ahí nomás me tiras ahí.
Pero no es cierto,
no es
like,
cierto, no,
no.
it's
like-
not like that.
Fíjate que I worked with hospice for many years and pues it's end of life. The dynamics cuando fallece alguien, you never know what's going to happen. And, si no hay funeral arrangements
Right.
or, people are fighting for
Yeah.
the
And-
weirdest things.
And to touch on that, so like some of these policies, they have living benefits. So hypothetically, you get a $100,000 policy, and you unfortunately, develop a life-ending like cancer or something. Then you are able to use a certain percentage of those benefits while you're still alive
¿De veras?
to pay off, bills or just live life. Pay,
Caregiving, que era lo
Ándale.
que batallan más. Porque te
Exactly.
imaginas, you
Yeah.
have to keep working, pero
Yeah,
who's going to take
exactly.
care of your loved one? Era con lo
So-
que batallábamos más.
So that's, I mean, again, there's so many different options out there that are available, and that's what I want to show and I want to explain and educate people so that they can see that this is not just it's not a gamble. You're not throwing away money. It's an investment, and I mean, it's something that is beneficial. And again, God, forbid, pero pues it happens. You do end up getting cancer or some type of critical illness.
De que nos vamos a morir, no vamos a morir, Joe. I mean, simple as that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no...
Yeah, I mean
Sí.
it's true, but I mean, on top of that, I mean, if you do get something out like
A terminal.
a terminal illness, a critical illness, you're able to use a big portion of those funds while you're still alive.
Fíjate que sí, porque it's so expensive. It's
Yeah.
expensive to live. It's expensive to be dying.
Exactly.
Oye, y to get the insurance, do we have to get medical screenings?
That's the beauty of why I'm teaming up with the company that I'm going with, is because I mean I'm going to be a broker. I'm not again, I don't consider myself a salesman. I consider myself an insurance broker. And so, if this one doesn't require a medical exam, this one does, so there's
okay.
so many different options. Again, I mean, I'm going to be working with like 20 different, all of the major carriers out there. And so that's going to be the beautiful part.
Okay.
Again, so I mean, just depending on the situation, if family A needs this, then I'm going to go to that carrier. If, this person over here wants, X, then I can use this carrier over here. And, I'm able to pick and choose and say, all right, this is what best benefits you and your situation. Not just me, but you and your situation.
Hijo, so that's good, eh?
Yeah. So that's the
Much needed.
yeah. I'm excited. I love helping people, and I love just giving back. I mean, whether it be in the nonprofits that I'm involved with the veterans, or just in general, just with people, helping people. I don't say this to boast or brag or nothing, but I mean, again, Joe sees my post, and I mean, every day I share my daily devotionals, and it doesn't nunca falla. At least once a week, somebody will reach out to me via message or text or something, and tell me, like, thank you for that post or that message, that I needed to hear that today, or something to that effect.
Sí, cierto
so-
eso, Joe.
So
Because I'm sorry to interrupt, pero sí me ha pasado que I'm on the road y leo lo que tú pones y como que sí pega.
Te da una affirmation and sometimes
Yeah.
you need it. You never know. Like, cuando necesitas ese pick me up,
Yeah.
a message from someone. So you're doing a lot.
Nomás que no te digo nada, Joe, porque va a decir, este pinche weirdo, ¿qué onda? Pero sí pegan tus mensajes, la neta.
I'm
And
gonna
I
have to follow
appreciate it.
you.
So I'm gonna share one, and I'm not gonna say names, of course, but this was pretty recent, and so a friend, she and I know her, but so she says, I wanted to share something with you. For a little bit longer than 2 years after my daughter passed away, I turned to alcohol. I let it consume me. I, it was the only way I thought I could numb the pain. Watching you every day and knowing what you went through with the loss of your wife inspired me to quit. It might not seem like a long time for you, but for me, it's a big step. It's been a week and I haven't touched a drink. I'm also proud to say that my husband joined me. We decided to go on this journey to go sober together. Thank you, and just know someone is watching you and you're making a difference.
Wow. That's
So,
beautiful.
I mean, those types of messages.
¿Qué
is-
sientes cuando te llegan esos
Oh
mensajes?
man, it's beautiful. I mean, because the devil is always on your shoulder, talking shit to you and telling you, why are you doing this? Why are you trying so hard? And so, I mean, when I get stuff like that, it's just affirmation and confirmation that
This is why I'm doing it.
exactly. So, it's beautiful. And I just, if I can help one person,
Ándale. Especially our vet population. I mean, imagine you touch one vet a week.
Yeah.
Because pues, we know the suicide.
Hablando de vets, big shout out to Belinda
ándale,
Martinez.
yes.
Y
Yes.
le dije, hey, come talk about this. Y me dice, oh, I'm kind of embarrassed. Le digo, hey, Joe's going to be here,
Right.
today,
Yes.
Pero mándale un mensaje a Belinda que venga para que nos explique porque hacen mucho para los veterans. They
Exactly.
do a lot.
Oh, yes.
I mean, no te puedo decir que, no sé, ¿verdad? Pero, I mean, me dice que hacen mucho por los veterans and a lot of them don't know
right.
that the help is available.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
I know. I'm, so just to share with you, and they know each other, but Belinda, she works for Humana, and so we're members of a church group together, and from there we've become networking friends as well, and just we're in similar circles, and she has such a passion for the veteran community because one of her sons is active duty Army, and so she has a passion for the military, and so because of that, she's a real big advocate. Which of course, obviously, me being a veteran, I love the fact that she's helping fellow veterans, because I mean a lot of vets, everyone, we all think, well, I'm a veteran, I got VA benefits, I'm good, but we don't have vision, we don't have dental, we don't have other stuff, and that she can provide.
So does it depend, like if you're 100% disabled?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It all depends. So, but yeah, I mean, there's so many different examples, different instances, but yes, there's
See,
yeah.
we actually just took a tour through work 2 weeks ago through the social services. Fuimos a tour the one right there on Revere, and then the one que es Paisano.
Yes.
So many services.
Yeah.
And we were even asking por, the bad reputation about waiting to get in, and one of the social workers was telling us, no, you can come sit in the lobby and one of us is going to come out and talk to you. Even if it takes maybe 5 hours, we'll come and talk to you by end of day. And I didn't know that.
Right. Yeah. So, but I
So
mean,
Belinda,
yeah.
get over here.
Vente, Belinda. You
Como
still have
dice
time.
los de, ¿cómo se llama ese video game? Get over here.
Ándale, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Joe, una pregunta que tengo yo para cambiarle poquito a lo que estás hablando.
Yes, sir.
Bueno, before I get into that. So, como para cuándo comienzas ya, be on the...
So I've already submitted everything, and it should be by, God willing, this week. Well, 4th of July, so might throw it off. So we
The
don't know.
next 2 weeks, maybe?
Yeah, so about 2
hopefully.
weeks. 2 weeks.
Órale. Pues aquí te vamos a esperar otra vez para
Sí,
que nos
porque
vengas y
sabes
nos
que
des-
really, I think this is you were the light for us to say, bueno, no sé si tú y Linda
No,
ya tienen insurance.
yo sí
Ya.
yo sí tengo.
Sí,
Um, Pero, pues, you could always,
Right,
know.
exactly.
I would trust him, honestly.
fíjate.
Que me diga, hey, you know what? I mean, I trust that you would tell me, you got something good, ahí déjalo.
Right, exactly.
Or change it,
Ándale.
Yo de veras, honestamente, tengo el trust de que Joe me puede decir la verdad
Right,
you're good.
we're good. Yeah.
Or, you know what, let's, upgrade it or whatever.
I think that's what we all need, somebody who we can really trust. It's, our money and it's our family's,
Right.
security for, When our
Exactly.
time comes.
Yeah.
And it's gonna,
See?
it's
Eventually.
inevitable
You
for
never
all of
know.
us. It's
See?
inevitable.
¿Qué onda con los posts esos que pones ahí bien guapillo y que todo GQ ese?
Andas ahí de modelo.
Andas ahí de modelo, ¿qué onda con eso?
Dinos de tu modeling. Sí, that's
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting, eh?
So shout out to Mr. Joseph Snell. So he's a retired army, and he created a modeling agency called The Queen Has Spoken. And so he specifically wants that person that is not, model material. Andale, there you
No,
go.
I'm sorry. Tenía algo aquí.
Fíjate que sí, Joe. That
So,
would be amazing.
But yeah, so the little story behind that, it's funny because I had no intention. I'm not a model, but
Ni yo.
right,
Not yet.
right, andale.
Pero
Not
sí
yet,
puedo
not
hacer
yet.
las trompas.
Linda's dying.
A Linda le gusta que le hagan las trompas.
Ándale, Linda. Por eso está aquí
El
ya.
duck- el-
20 some
¿Cómo se
years.
dice? Duck face? Or
The dick lips?
Duck
Duck
lips.
lips.
Duck lips.
¿Ya que sí te gusta, mi amor? Anyways, I'm sorry.
Oh man. So he had a fashion show that was going to be at the San Jacinto Plaza, and he was looking for corporate sponsors. He reached out to me. We connected, and we connected on the day that he was having his casting call for his models. And so we met at the Plaza Hotel downtown. And as the models were walking the catwalk or whatever, they were doing their little strut, I'm over there waiting for him, talking to him to talk to him about being a sponsor. And so one of his assistants, one of the local designers, she was like, why don't you participate? And I'm like, you're crazy. But so then we continue to talk. We're talking about the sponsoring and so on. And then that designer, her mom was going to be a model, and the mom is a little bit older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So se me metió. I'm like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it too.
Eso. And just putting your name and face out there
You
too.
know.
You're doing your own
¿Y tenías que
marketing.
caminar el catwalk y todo?
Sí, ¿cómo le
Yeah.
haciste?
Yeah.
Sí, how
Did you practice? Yeah, like
Yeah, we had a casting, we had a
See?
audition, we had a practice session, we had everything. Recently, we had another one a couple months ago. Was it in May? In May, we had the Queen Has Spoken fashion show at the Epic Rail Yard Center to benefit the Mija Yes You Can Foundation. And so again, nothing but local designers, everything local. I mean, I mean, everyone that follows me knows that I love El Paso. I love our city, our area. And so, I mean, if I can help promote and get the word out there, I mean, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, definitely, it was an experience. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. It was something.
do you get to keep some of the clothes or no?
No. They're for sale.
Where do they sell it?
Most of them online. There are a couple of them that do have storefronts. I can get you that information later. But yeah, I mean, there's so much talent here in El Paso. I mean, from designing, modeling. I mean, you name it. I mean, there's so much talent here, and I mean, El Paso. I want everyone to see us how we really are. I mean, we're not that, dirt poor. Ándale.
Ajá, tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds.
Oh, me choca eso en las movies.
Riding a horse.
Ándale,
No, hombre.
sí. El burro, no. Dirt roads.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's how they portray us.
Exactly. So El Paso is beautiful. I love it. I love our city. I'm proud. Our Socorro,
Yes,
shout out to
Socorro.
Socorro. Yes. I'm a big supporter of the city of Socorro. I'm out in Socorro every month with the city. They have a lot of networking events that they do, and they promote small businesses. I mean, they can't get rid of me. Yeah, ya me conocen, the mayor, the councilman. I'm out here as pretty often.
Qué bueno.
You know what? Me being a truck driver, I really like these visits porque si ustedes piensan, um, like I really don't know what's going on in El Paso, you know.
Right,
So
right.
when I hear stuff like this, it's like, órale, you know, like, I mean, I'm hardly here, you know, so I don't get to.
Hopefully, you're here on July 13th for the Moment Conference.
Pues, that was my next question, man.
A ver.
That was my next question. I want to know more about it. Shout out to Mr. Ruben Alvarez.
Ruben Alvarez and the Marketing Hunters. Yes, big shout out to them and John Rivas, who is a Socorro native. And so the Moment Conference happening July 13th at the Event Center.
I actually have tickets.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
Date night.
Yes, and so it's going to be an all-day event, and the Marketing Hunters are bringing in just so many different speakers from business consulting, sales, motivational. I mean, you name it. I mean, and people locally that will be speaking, and internationally known. I mean, there's so much talent that they are bringing to this city. I mean, this type of conference is something that you would typically have to go to Vegas to go and
Es lo que te iba a decir. I've heard LA, todos
Yeah.
esos lugares, the big, you know.
I mean, this is something that you would have to go out of town for. You wouldn't. I mean, this is not something that you'd have seen in El Paso. I mean, you would have to go travel somewhere to hear all of these speakers and get all of this information. And I mean, it's a all day event from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Really?
And it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Who do you see buying tickets? Like, who's the audience? Local businesses?
Local businesses, entrepreneurs. I mean, pretty much anybody that is hungry and is thirsty for more. I mean, even if you're a W-2 employee, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, because I mean, if you have aspirations of doing more, of being more, this is the type of event where you gain that information, you gain that little nugget of knowledge that is going to catapult you from being, I mean, whatever, CSR 1 to CSR 3 and then to management or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's just I mean, it's pretty much open for anybody, but
Local podcasters.
Es lo que iba a
Ándale,
decir, qué bueno
yeah.
que vas.
yeah,
A ver
I
qué-
mean,
a
it's,
ver qué-
oh man, it's something that's gonna be beneficial. I mean, for pretty much anyone. I mean, I'm even a young teenager. If you have teenage kids that, I mean, because that age, I mean, it would be so awesome for them to hear that much positivity. And I mean, Ruben has said it himself that one of the speakers, his name's Rocky Garza, and he's I mean, he's a phenomenal motivational speaker, and he's probably gonna make a lot of people cry with his with his testimonies and his stories and so on. And it's gonna be beautiful. Mr. Andy Elliott is, I mean, world known for his sales. I mean, he's one of the best sales coaches, speakers. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're in sales, if you're management, if you're just an employee, whatever the case may be. I mean, this is something that you should attend, because I mean, to have something like this in our city, it's
Is this their first one?
yes,
Aquí, ¿verdad?
yes.
Have you ever been to any other, conferences?
Nothing like this big, no. I mean, I've done smaller conferences, and I've done, of course, many networking events, but nothing to this scale. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
I'm excited
A ver,
about
Linda,
it, sí.
do we have July 13 available? Can you please confirm? Clear my schedule. Clear my schedule, Linda.
We were talking about calendars earlier.
Yeah.
Ándale. How to stay July 3rd, ¿qué es? ¿Qué día cae?
It's a
13.
Thursday, I think.
Thursday.
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
Are they going to stream it afterwards, or we're not allowed to say pa que vaya la gente
Right,
en persona?
right.
But man,
Yes.
for those of us who have to work, ¿verdad? Or like you
Yeah.
guys, if you guys are out of town, but that
P-
would be amazing to watch.
PTO.
Ándale, sí, ¿verdad?
¿Qué?
Ándale,
¿Qué?
no,
¿Qué?
sí.
You have the hours.
PTO. No, see, no, our office is very good about stuff like that. If it's something empowering like this, pues tú tomas tu día, ¿verdad? Pero ahí nos avisas a ver cómo les... ¿Sí?
A mi patrón le vale madre.
Ah, la
no le
jefa,
importa.
mírala, ya está. She needs a mic.
Yeah. Platícanos de tus revistas. How did you get in the magazines, bro?
Right, right. So yes, recently the City magazine reached out to me, and so for the month of June, they were highlighting men in business. In May, they had highlighted women in business, of course, because it was Mother's Day, right? And so for June, for Father's Day, I guess they highlighted different men in business, and so they invited me to be a part of their magazine. It's I was shocked when they reached out to me, but obviously, I mean, I was honored. It was definitely something.
This is from El Paso, esta magazine?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
really?
local
Es lo que
magazine.
te digo, no se da uno cuenta de nada.
See, because you guys are always gone. Was
Yep.
this before or after your modeling?
After,
After.
yeah.
Sí,
Yeah,
salió suave. You came out nice.
And then on the City Beat magazine, which is another local publication, this one, it was highlighting so along with the solar panels, I also promote something called SIP panels. And SIP panels, that's a picture of me and a couple of other guys from the company. And so Mr. Oscar. So SIP stands for SIP, stands for structurally insulated panels. And so what those are is it's OSB, and then it looks like styrofoam, but it's insulation, and then another piece of OSB. So it's like a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And you make the house out of those SIP panels in vez de your traditional stick.
Insulation y todo
Yeah,
eso.
and
Okay.
traditional 2x4s, sheetrock, pink stuff. So you
Ya
make
viene todo.
ya viene it's already comes insulated, so it's the most energy efficient way to build a house. So I mean, for the homeowner, it's beneficial because if you have a 2,000 square foot home or whatever, and it typically requires a 5-ton AC unit. Now by you building with those, you only need a 3-ton unit, so it's cheaper.
Really?
And for the builders, it's beneficial for them because if the builders make a Energy Star home, which is that's según it's good, they get tax credits and rebates back from the government for building Energy Stars. But with these panels and other services that we provide, they can build what's called a net zero home, which gives them more money back for building such a energy efficient house. And so it's just a win-win for everybody. And again, it's just making your house that much more efficient and better.
Sí. What
Tanta,
builders?
tanta información y tanta
Oye,
tecnología, ¿verdad? Que
¿verdad?
it's-
¿Quién? Yo ni me imagino.
Yeah.
¿Cuáles builders lo andan usando ya?
So that's where so this just started this year as well. And we've been in contact with several different, matter of fact, we've even spoken to a local tribe, and they've allowed us to build a couple of houses there. And so, I mean, there's a few different projects going on right now. As far as like the really big builders locally, not yet. It's hard, I mean, they're a well-oiled machine. Basically they already have their way that they're doing things. So we're talking more with like the small builders because they can kind of pivot and they can do things differently.
Y es como lo que estábamos hablando una vez de de las casas de ahora, como que los builders de ahora, bueno, I don't know much about it, just to be on the record. Pero como que los hacen así de volada y nomás ponen material bien chafa y,
Yeah.
so me imagino que algo así, pues no es tan chafa,
No,
So,
no.
of course, they're not gonna, want to
Exactly.
spend.
And I mean these panels, they're so strong once they, because I mean you join them together, and once they lock in together, I mean they're very popular in the coast, like in by the waters, because they can sustain those hurricane
Hurricanes.
winds. Obviously we don't get those hurricane winds here, pero pues I mean still, I mean you want to build a solid house,
Absolutely.
and so I mean
Sí.
why not? I mean everything starts from the foundation, and so I mean if you use good products in the beginning, then you don't have to worry. And then so we've also been talking to investors, the people that build like rental properties, porque pues con estos, I mean, uh, anybody that tries to make a hole in that wall, hombre, they'll break their hand before
¿De
they
veras?
make. So I mean, for the builders and for the investors, I mean, it's a much better product for them.
It's a win-win.
It's a win, for
Yeah.
everyone. Again,
Y hay una casa en El Paso así.
there's several. There's
Oh, really?
several. The most popular, or not the most popular, but the most well-known one. A lot of people have seen it and don't even know it's a SIP home. If you go down Country Club Road on the west side, there's a really really big pink house on the right hand side. It's huge, and I mean, a lot of people have seen it, and it's made out of SIP panels. But I mean, there's several different SIP homes in the area. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, just
Sip homes.
SIP homes.
Pues
Yeah.
haces poquito de todo. Like,
Yes.
vino y nos hizo introduced to all these things that we're like, okay, especially, well, for me, the insurance.
Right.
I mean, it's time, pero no sé cómo no te
Poquito.
cansas. Sí, that's why he's in bed by
Te
night.
dije,
Yeah.
te dije.
Bed by night.
A
Te
friend
dije
of
que hace de
mine.
todo, en todos lados se ve.
Ándale.
Pues, I'll have some of what he's having.
And so, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
A friend of mine, they created something for me, and it was just hilarious for me, if I can find it. But it was a picture. I mean, you've seen those memes of Woody and Buzz Lightyear, and so and Buzz Lightyear's like that, and then it says
To infinity and beyond.
Joe Loya everywhere.
Ándale.
Yeah, sí, cierto.
Sí.
That's just it.
Ándale. There you are. Y que vienes y nos educas con todo.
Send me that picture, we'll put it over here. Para que
Ándale.
vean los viewers que,
Ajá.
de que están que es lo
No,
que
but
estamos viendo.
I was laughing when they sent me that. But I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy helping. I enjoy just being out there. It's just it's a blessing to me to be able to be out there and talking to others and seeing how I can help. Because again, like I said before, I mean I am a firm believer of iron sharpens iron, and if I can help, I mean, why not? Let's do it.
Exactly.
Let's work together instead of working against each other.
Exactly.
Ahorita estabas diciendo eso y es muy famoso con los mexicanos, a Mexican's worst enemy is another Mexican.
Fíjate que
Ándale.
sí. Qué lástima, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I know that's the.
Pero aquí no, mi Joe.
Ándale.
Aquí
exactly.
tiene su casa, aquí puede venir las
Amen.
veces que usted quiera y ya sabe.
Thank you,
Sí.
thank you
You
so
know?
much, thank you so much.
I mean, you got so much good information, that.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we say no?
Y lo te vamos a tener también en el podcast, ¿eh? Vienes
Al
Penny Chronicles.
Penny Chronicles.
Te vamos a invitar, yo, a ver qué dynamic. Bueno, mucha educación que traes. A ver, ¿con qué
I'm scared of the topic that she's gonna throw at me.
No. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be
is.
interesting.
Pues alguna otra cosita que quieras hacer aquí antes de cerrar.
I just want to say thank you to you, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
For inviting me and allowing me to share. I'm just want to let everybody know that, I mean, again, just as I continue to say, I mean, I hope that I have shown that I am someone that you can trust, whether it be for your house, or for the new venture with the insurance. But I mean, and even if it's something that I don't personally do, I mean, I want to be able to help you. I mean, like someone I don't know, needs a mechanic. I mean, I know a lot of people, and it's a blessing. I have a pretty big contact book, a pretty big address book,
Good.
and so I mean, it's just if I can help in any way, it doesn't. I mean, even if I'm not earning a commission check, I'm not worried about that. I'm not. I don't. It's not. That's not what's on my mind.
Thank you for that, because sometimes it's hard. We need a good connection to something.
Yo no me comparo contigo, Joe, pero yo hago esto por lo mismo.
Exactly.
Like they ask me, me han preguntado, hey, ¿y cuánto te paga YouTube o cuánto esto? Le digo, dude, I don't even, that's
Right.
not even in my radar, As long as I can get the message out,
Ándale.
whatever it is, como tú con lo tuyo, si un músico or, anybody que quiera nomás aventar su message, so people can hear it,
Right.
I'm good with that.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're blessed to be a blessing.
See?
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Amen. Pues bueno, mi Joe. Social media, any social media you want to share with
Yes. So on Facebook, I mean, if you can look me up. If you find me, I mean, joe.rudy.loya. Same thing for Instagram, joe.rudy.loya. And on LinkedIn, Joe Loya. That's pretty much it. Everyone keeps telling me I need to do a YouTube, but I run out of time.
Ándale.
we can do it under the Psycho Uncensored Production.
Ándale.
There you go.
He's
There you go.
expanding, yeah.
He's expanding.
Sí.
His umbrella.
Yeah.
Yes,
The Psycho
absolutely.
Uncensored Enterprise.
Yeah.
Eso.
Ándale. You never know, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Pues te deseo todo lo mejor. I mean, you don't need no. I mean, you're doing good, brother. I mean,
Amen. Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I mean, como te digo, yo te sigo en social media and yo siempre veo que estás ayudando gente y todo. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, man. Eres un chingón aquí en El Paso.
Eso.
Yeah.
Se pone todo
Thank you.
rojo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Humble.
Y ahorita que acabemos aquí, me enseñas cómo caminar en
Ajá,
catwalk,
sí, sí.
porque eso sí me interesa a mí.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Ándale.
There you
Si
go.
me
Imagine,
hablan.
Joe. Sí, Joe. Go put our name
Fíjate.
out. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Dale pues. Pues thanks again, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank
you,
you.
Laura.
For the
Yes.
people, don't forget to subscribe.
Yep.
Like and
share.
subscribe.
Todo ese rollo. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.